Hello everyone, and welcome to a video I felt inspired to make after maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks of sessions with clients. I wanted to create a video discussing for anyone who is interested in activating their psychic gifts, stepping into a position of power with their healing abilities. Maybe you have a really 3D job right now, but you have a deep inner knowing, a calling that you're here for a purpose, you're here on a mission, and like something niggling inside that you are ready to be of service, not only just for yourself, but in a way where you can potentially make it your job or potentially be seen and respected in that certain light that you are safe to be yourself in all your multidimensional facets. Throughout this video, we're going to be discussing kind of like the process of activation, the process of combining both experiencing clearing, healing activation for our individual selves, as well as logical steps to be able to take where you can both use spirit, intuition, and also just like basic, down to earth, practical, necessary steps. I feel there is maybe an unconscious belief that if you do a bunch of activations, your gifts will come online and then you're set and that's it, and you just magically become like really good at energy healing. And that might be the case for some people, but I know for me, myself, and for the guidance that spirit has been giving to my clients recently, it's like you have to do the work to release resistance, doubt, fear, and we'll go into those things in a moment. And then two, you quite literally have to go and put in like the work to gain the new skills that are necessary to learn how to read energy, to learn how to channel energy. Just as someone would train to be, say, a doctor, they're going to have a textbook given to them saying, these are the layers of the human body. This is the skeletal system. This is how the interconnectivity of the joints and the muscles and the vertebra all work to form this part of the system. Does this make sense? So I think that the realm of energy is very multidimensional and very ambiguous at times. But I want to say there is a very clear-cut way to understand and learn the interconnectivity of limiting thoughts, of ancestral trauma, of the depletion or underactivation or overactivation of our chakra systems. The more that I utilize sound with people, the more I utilize multidimensional healing for my clients, I realize, wow, there's a whole framework of how to address, find, clear, restructure, activate certain channels within someone's system and their multidimensional field to bring about the exact shifts and changes necessary to culminate to do X, Y, and Z gives you X, Y, and Z as a result. Does that make sense? So I really want to bust any myths for people that are out there that are thinking, oh, I'm just going to activate it to my power and I'm going to know exactly what to do. That's illogical. You're not going to know exactly what to do. So maybe it's time that you took some deeper training, or maybe it's time that you gave yourself a break. And we'll go into that in a minute, to cut yourself some slack and be like, I might be really powerful, but when I begin to apply my powers, I might not be very good at it. And allowing yourself some grace to be like, I'm not very good at it right now, but I will be, because that is who I am. So let's get into it. So I always like to start with, what can I clear? If we write down everything in terms of what can I clear, what can I activate, and what can I learn and master is a logical step. 1, what am I here to clear? That is a layer I can strip away that will reveal the truth of who I am underneath. Some things that I've been seeing, and this might resonate with you or it might not resonate with you, you might have a different set of blockages or things to clear, is 1, fear of failure. How many times have you gone to maybe share your light language with someone, or you've downloaded a message for someone that you're like, whoa, Spirit's really telling me about my friend right now. And then you don't want to say it because you're like, what if I get 80% of it right? But then what if like a little part of what I said isn't right. And then maybe I haven't really downloaded the correct information, and maybe I'm not a very good channel or whatever it is, right? So I think people are really scared of making mistakes or being bad at something when they first start. This is a thing that you can shift in your perspective and actually realize right now where you are today, whatever part of your journey, could be the most liberating part if you fully let go of the reins and take off the hands off the wheel and say, okay, I'm ready to be the worst I've ever been right now, right here today. Let's go. I'm going to give myself full permission to be really, really, really bad at it, because I know that at least today I will practice, and then tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit better than I was yesterday, right? So you're not going to get anywhere if you don't push through the initial fear of just being bad at something. Something else I've also seen is like, because of our childhood, because of the way that our parents have treated us, and this is different for everyone because of the way the schooling system, because of the way that we have derived love, worth, attention, viability, safety from our parents calling us a good girl, a good boy, validating us for our achievements rather than our inherent self. Does that make sense? There are so many expectations that have been placed on us by our parents. Maybe your parents were really critical. Maybe they had super high standards. Maybe they were very stern. Maybe they were emotionally detached. Maybe you have a lot of resistance to letting down the initial layer of clearing your fear of failure, because if you slip, then maybe you are not going to be as lovable as you decided that you needed to be for yourself. So this moves me to like, where can you take back your power that you have placed? They gave an analogy to someone today in a session. Imagine that you have a basket, and inside the basket are eggs, and these are your little self-worth eggs. How many of these eggs have you given into someone else right now today? How many have you given to your mom to tell you if you're worthy? How many have you given to your dad? How many have you given to your boss, your friends, your ex-partner, your future partner, a person that you see on the street, someone on YouTube, right? How can you take back all of your self-worth so no one's comments of you can ever add to your worth or subtract to your worth? Nothing that anyone can say to you can ever detract from the truth of who you are. So how can you befriend yourself enough to say, hey, I don't need to hold up this resistance to myself and this resistance to my gifts anymore, because no one gets to call the shots on my worthiness. And when you realize that, you get to go, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to try. 2, resistance to change. Like sometimes we unconsciously resist what we're trying to activate, right? Sometimes we know that the next steps for us are XYZ, and we feel nervous and we think, oh, and then your brain maybe tries to protect you and say, oh, we won't do that today. Or you get this nervous feeling inside your stomach, and maybe an 80% of that frequency is actually excitement. Maybe you're desperately excited to do the thing that you're trying to do, share this energy with someone, make this guided meditation, channel this video, whatever it is you're doing with your energy and your gifts and your abilities. Maybe you're avoiding and procrastinating it because going further to the core of it makes you, one, look at your shadow, look at your fear of power, look at your own self-doubt, and maybe that will also be kind of crippling in a way that you have to move through further blocks. So change can always feel uncomfortable, but that's like a literal law of the universe. Everything will and is always changing. So check yourself, like, right now, is there any way in your life that you're procrastinating turning on your gifts? Are you watching too many other YouTubers instead of taking 20 minutes out of your day to channel your own energy? Are you spending too much time in your mind judging yourself? Like, do you need to change your thought patterns and look at yourself and be like, why did I say that about myself? What are the steps that I can spend my time doing to course correct that? Or how can I go and get help to identify what my blocks are so I can change them? On the back end of that, I also want to say, like, some people are literally unconscious to what their blocks are. So another big thing that I've been seeing lately, and it's really hard to admit to ourselves, and it resonates with me, it resonates with so many people. People come for a session sometimes and then they say, oh crap, I thought I was further along than what this is presenting to me. And what I want to say is like, sometimes you can get into a trap thinking like, oh, I'm meditating, I'm doing this nice meditation and I'm feeling the light. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going into the deep, dark caverns where the true wounding is sitting. Does that make sense? Like often I'll find inside a very deep cavern locked away a part of someone's consciousness that they've absolutely fully rejected, right? Said, nope, that's too much pain or that's too much hurt. And I see it as a fragment or a fractal deep, 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 deep in the core of their energy system. And they weren't even conscious of it, right? So is there any way that in your pursuit to share your passion, to share your gifts, is there any way that there is an aspect of you that is fully disconnected where you think you're doing these meditations and activations, but you're not bringing all of yourself to the forefront with you? And that one can be hard. You might want to muscle test. You might want to do a really deep meditation to go into your body and just start to question yourself. Hey, are there pockets of me that I haven't brought with myself? Hey, are there parts of me that I have rejected? Is there a wounding that I'm yet to see? And like sometimes that can feel really uncomfortable. And sometimes it makes you want to cry because you're like, I literally feel like the last 10 years I've been healing and healing and healing, and I still have more to do. So I just want to honor and respect, like if the answer is yes to that and you feel like, oh my God, I don't want to do anymore, then listen to that and take a break. Like if all you're doing is healing and clearing, maybe it's time to take a break. Go have some fun, watch some regular TV, tap out for a bit. But when you are ready, make sure that you're not tricking yourself thinking, hey, I'm this far along. Because ultimately, like, this is the time, and this is what they were showing me in sessions. This is the time that all of the dregs from the bottom of the barrel are being brought up to the surface for you to look at. Now is the time that you're getting access to the deeper shadowistic elements of your multidimensional consciousness, like the layers and layers and layers of your energy field across multiple expressions, because they can't come with us in the shift in consciousness. Everything is being revealed. And as I say that aloud, it makes me think also about what's happening in Hollywood and what's happening on the media, and just the revelatory upheaval of all of the shit. So are you tricking yourself, and is there deeper patterns? And if you need help, like see me or see someone, find someone that works for you, because you don't have to be the one that's all healing themselves, the one that's broken, the one that's been hurt. You don't need to play all those hats. Maybe sometimes you actually just need to ask for help, for someone to find who's good at it, to find where it lays and help you lovingly acknowledge it, witness it, feel it, allow it, nurture it, and let it grow inside of you back to full health. So that's an interesting one to think about. And then another one that's also really fun when we're still talking about blocks is like your fear of your own power. I think this is a really common one, and it can be really cliche, like your biggest fear is you being powerful. But I think that some people think inside of their fear of their power, one, if I activate all my psychic gifts, am I just going to blow my head off and start seeing aliens and start like talking to angels all the time and be so distantly removed from any type of normalcy and connection with regular humans? Like, leave in the comments if that's ever been a thought for you of like, if I activate to my full power, holy shit, woo, am I going to go off the planet, right? No, you're not going to. You still are going to be a human. Hopefully you're balancing yourself and regulating yourself, and we'll come to that in a moment. But fear of power, understand that accessing your gifts is something natural. It's your more natural state to be connected into the higher realms. It's your more natural state to be intuitively aligned to what you eat, to what you hear, to access your gifts. Like, that's the more natural state. So it comes with its own regulation, and you need to regulate that for yourself. But understand your power isn't also going to come online in one big activation. It's like chipping away at the old block. How do I refine this? How do I refine my frequency, shift my vibration, clear up my thoughts, clear out my unconscious, clear out my ancestral, clear out my Akash, clear out my lessons, right? So please don't be afraid of your power. Maybe you feel like you're going to supersede other people. Maybe you feel like you're going to make people uncomfortable if you're in a room with them and you're sitting in your full energy field. At some point, you're going to have to be like, I've worked so hard to get to where I am. Why am I scared to make someone feel anything? I don't have any power to make anyone feel anything. They are allowing themselves to resonate to that state. Does that make sense? So if you walk into a room and it makes someone uncomfortable because of your sitting in your power, allow them to be uncomfortable. Allow them to have the experience of that, and you don't need to worry if your power, like, check yourself that you're not enjoying having power over someone, obviously, but be true to yourself and be true to your own power. And every day before you step outside, just say, hey, I'm ready to experience myself in the fullness, because it's going to feel lighter. It's going to feel easier. Being constricted and restricted is uncomfortable. It hurts. And only in raising your vibration do you get to look back and be like, whoa, how did I live like that for the past 5 years or 10 years or 20, 30, 40 years? That's rubbish. I'd much rather feel connected to my power, right? And that also paves the way for other people. How many people might be positively affected by you quite literally stepping into your power and owning yourself in every moment out of self-respect? That's inspirational to see someone being in their power. I love seeing people in their power because it makes me realize that's the predominant norm on the planet. And then everyone will also recalibrate and feel safe to do that, right? None of this jealousy, none of that other stuff. Just be your big, full self. Let your freak flag fly. And then the last section that I want to talk about is like self-doubt. Doubting your abilities is normal. Doubting what comes through with your light language or your channeling doesn't mean that you're not good. It's just super normal, right? I'd be crazy if I didn't ever sometimes be like, well, that was weird. Like, what just came out of my mouth was super weird, right? So, like, do the inner work and look at your limiting beliefs about yourself, right? Have you still got inside the mind beliefs inhibited, received by the parents from the father about being different? Have you heard comments about, oh, this person, da 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 da? Did you grow up in a judgmental household? Like, where are the external judgments fostering self-doubt? Because doubt in and of itself can be just you inquiring, oh, am I coming from this place or am I coming from that place? But when you fear your doubt and you give in to your doubt, it's only in the sitting in the doubt and staying in the doubt. You can have a doubt about it, but then test yourself. Like, this is where the logic comes in. Test your abilities like 10 times and see, hey, did I doubt myself more or less the further I gave myself a chance? You know what I mean? And then sometimes you need to address, like, where is your consciousness channeling energy from? Are you channeling from the pure state? Are you clearing out your energy field regularly? Are you following the protocols and the steps to be energetically and hygienically cleansed? Does that make sense? So that kind of brings me into, like, that's the kind of the clearing aspects of turning on your gifts. One, I want to talk about, like, mastery requires practice. So say that you clear all the things and you're like, right, I finally feel safe to express. I feel safe to share my gifts. What's next? Mastery takes so long sometimes. Like, you can activate multidimensional fractals, but, like, maybe there's a myth that energy healing abilities just come online without effort. You have to be able to open up your pathways and learn to utilize new channels. There are different synaptic formations in the brain. There are different strings of the vocal cord that are going to be, like, my voice has changed so much since I started doing this type of work over the past, like, 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm always getting better, acquiring more of myself. But I do it every day, you know what I mean? I literally do it every single day, both on myself and for other people. So it's really just a practical, normal, logical thing to understand that, like, channeling energy, channeling spirit, doing light language, reading energy systems, doing intuitive healing, there's a framework that you can learn. There are steps. There are literal, like, instructions on how to get into the channeling state. You don't have to just sit there twiddling your thumbs being like, is it going to come online? Take inspired action, do a course, learn how to channel energy, learn where you're channeling the energy from, learn who you're communicating with, learn to connect to your higher consciousness like it's as normal as calling your friend on the phone. Learn to create certain types of feedback and check-ins with yourself. Okay, spirit, if I pull this card or if I see this thing, it means this, this, and this, right? So learn to dialogue with your energy healing team, your team in spirit, and learn how to read energy in the energy body, right? Learn how to see, learn how to move energy. Something that I want to say about energy healing, it's actually really not that complicated. Clearing energy is actually very simple, very easy. I could teach you all right now in about 5 minutes how to clear energy, and you would say, "Whoa, that was easy." It's about learning how to trust in the flow of information and energy that is coming to you whilst also remaining in the position of authority to run the energy. It's a dance between the spirit, the consciousness flowing through you and from you as a participant, right? Learn how to read the chakra system, learn how to create a dialogue and a language, learn how to clear the energy cords between you and another, and learn how to tune up your own vibration first. Like, run a clearing exercise, do some visualizations, learn how to connect to the earth, learn how to connect to the great central sun. These types of basics will really give you a framework to go into a session with ease, so you can always trust the information that you're getting because you've checked yourself again and again and again. Don't just like light a candle and be like, I am now channeling, la 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 la, right? Go in and be hygienic about it. And if you don't agree, amazing. Like, if you just go there, then that's incredible, and you probably aren't listening to how to upgrade your skills. You're probably already just doing it. But yeah, if you need any help learning, feel free to comment below, do a course, join my course, join whatever course. Learn how to channel energy and treat it like you're learning a new skill. Don't treat it like it's something that's just going to instantly come to you, because it's not. You could wait forever. The protocols are not just going to come to you like that. You have to work. And then also, like, the importance of consistency, right? So do this every day. Channel a spectrum of light through your body every single day. Become proficient and, like, practice. Get 10 people that you know, and right now create a practice schedule over the next 2 months. Hey, can I practice this on you? Hey, can I practice this on you? Practice your skill. Find a community of people. And, like, don't skip the basics either. Like, if you want to practice and become good at reading the ancestral line, do it 20 times for 20 different people, because reading energy or channeling energy isn't going to work the same for every single person. We have very different energetic makeups. Some people are very galactic. Some people are very earthly. Some people are very human, right? Create your own framework for how to interconnect certain frequencies for different energetic systems. And I guess, like, trust your intuition and have patience and self-compassion. If you right now are like, I want to do this for people, and if you're in a state of frustration about it all happening, take some time and then zoom out and say, I'm going to give myself 5 years to get really good at this, right? And one thing that I want to say from my journey, Spirit's always going to give you the right type of person or client or friend to work on that meets you at the level that you're at. So when I first started, I was seeing a certain type of person and working on their energy and realizing, oh, okay, if I go into this chakra system and then I find this, and then I can go to here, and then I can go to here, right? I created this formula, and then once I mastered that technique, let's say that I learned to balance the base chakra and ground them down into a cube and into the core of the earth. Once I'd done that 20 times, okay, now I know I can do this. A new protocol would come on, and then I would master that, right? So give yourself like 5 years to be good at something, and I promise you, you will. There's no other chance than you to be good at it, probably a lot faster than that time. To recap, let yourself be bad, clear your fears about it, learn how to do it properly from a professional, someone who knows what they're doing, and then give it your all. Do it every single day. Do it from an inspired, passionate place of curiosity, and then do it for yourself. If but anything, learn how to channel information because you want information. Learn how to speak light language to upgrade your own energetic bodies. Learn how to do an Akashic reading so you can read your own records, because nothing's more fun than learning more about yourself, right? We're all very self-indulgent beings. It's fascinating learning where we're from. This world is absolutely, this universe, this structure of consciousness is crazy. It's so exciting. So use your gifts just for yourself and benefit from that, because once you start giving and once you're in service, you might be in the stream of service and you might find that spirit has a pretty big plan for you and you might be a little bit tired. So pace yourself and trust yourself and use your gifts for yourself. I hope that helped in some way of anyone that kind of needed to hear that at the moment. I have 2 months left of sessions. So if you want to speak about any of this, go deeper into your frequency, find your block patterns, activate some skills, or if you want any type of clearing work, there's only 2 months of sessions for the rest of the year. And if you do want to learn some stuff, leave a comment in the section below. Check out the trainings, check out the light workers activation, check out people in your area. Go have sessions with people in your area that interest you and think, maybe I could add sound to my practice. Maybe I could learn some shamanic work. Maybe I could learn some breath work. Add things into your portfolio, because you're always going to be learning more about the human energetic metaphysical system, and that's only going to enrich your ability to understand what you're channeling and how to apply what information you get. So leave your comments in the section below. Next year, I'll be creating more of a community for light workers to have space to practice their gifts. I can't wait to see how that all forms. That'll definitely be a next year thing, 2025. And thank you all for listening. And I appreciate you all being here, even the ones that I haven't met yet. And I hope we all get to meet one day. Okay, sending all my love. Bye.